right, I think it should be time for ads to be over. Let's click the right scene. Hey everyone, how's it going? Hey DJ, hey Marie, hey Janae. I know I said I was gonna play Baldur's Gate today, but I am just really not feeling it. So I spent a lot of today. Well, I spent most of it writing a paper. All I have left to write is the introduction and to also like add in just like a few more equations. Once I talk to the experimentalist about that, but unfortunately, it seems like from my advisor, the intro is going to be the hardest part to write. So hopefully I can get that done in like the next week though. And then I can move on to another project finally. But that got me in a kind of a productivity mood that I didn't want to end. So I started drawing Cal 2.0 again, and I was like, I kind of want to start over again. I have a problem. I like might be like a little manic, but not like not in a bad way. Whatever that means. So what I decided I'm gonna do today is actually just scroll through Pinterest looking for inspiration, not just for the design of Cal 2.0, but also like maybe some stream asset stuff. So like a room. I love the coffee shop, and I definitely want to keep the coffee shop, but I don't think it fits for every circumstance. Like I think it's great for like the co-studying streams and stuff, because you can be like, okay, we're like, in a coffee shop, like working on our individual stuff like that. But for just chatting stuff, like what today's kind of gonna be, I don't think it really fits all that much. So I might look for some inspiration on that. But so let me move myself here. Hopefully that's enough out of the way. And so I am really going to hope. So I Googled it like just before I started, and I think like there's no not safe for work stuff on Pinterest. I'm going to rely heavily on that moderation because well, I'm not going to be like pre-checking anything. So we're going to be taking a little bit of a risk, but I think it should be okay. Like I did just make this Pinterest account like today, but I have like seen people use Pinterest before, and I've never seen anything like super inappropriate. So I started off by just like searching like modern fantasy outfit drawings. I have to put drawing in here because if I don't, I get a lot of cosplay stuff, which wasn't what I was looking for. Bros living on the edge. Indeed. I like living on the edge. I did not have this stream planned until literally half an hour ago. That was when I decided to do this. I made this Pinterest account literally, let's see, so it's 8:06 right now. I made it 15 minutes ago. So I'm noticing something else to begin with is that a lot of these are more feminine, but that doesn't mean we can't take inspiration from it. So this kind of has a very similar jacket to what I'm wearing right now, but a little bit more buckles, a little bit more steampunk. I don't think that's the vibe that I'm going for, though. I do think I kind of want the hood because that's more reminiscent of a mage, in my opinion. Oh, hold up. I have to open up the Spotify thing again, or it's not going to update what song is playing. And if anyone has like a song request too, you can let me know and I'll just put it into Spotify. As long as y'all don't abuse that with like a very not safe for Twitch song. Let's see. And if anyone has any like prompt suggestions for looking into stuff on Pinterest, let me know. Chat input is very much appreciated. What qualifies as not safe for Twitch songs? Nothing with like... See, I have examples in my head of songs that I shouldn't play on. Let's avoid anything with like slurs, regardless of whether or not it's said by a member of the group that the slur is for. Like, let's avoid that probably. I know that I do have like this is just my liked songs thing, and there is some rap on here that does include that, and probably nothing like overtly sexual too would be good. Even though I do think I have some songs like that on this playlist too, but I'll just skip those if I see them coming up. So a lot of these are showing a lot of skin, which is not something that I super want. Like, so there is going to be skin showing on Cal 2.0, but it's mostly going to be on my left arm. Because, so like my neck tattoo, well, for one thing, it's going to be flipped over to the other side. But who says mages have to have robes? They're mages. That is a good point, and my robes are going to be more like a hoodie. Or at least that's what I was thinking. I am still open to like changing that, but that's like the kind of the vibes that I was going for before. A lot of these are also like very, very detailed. I mean, like this could be cool. I kind of do want some like a more layered feel to it though. This it definitely seems kind of elfy, but this looks a little too posh, I think. This looks like a Genshin character. Oh, AI character concept now. Is there a way to filter out like no AI? They can just make clothes. That's a good point. Have you heard of Etrian Odyssey? There are tons of designs for outfits in that franchise. Hold on, I'm gonna pull this up on a different monitor. Just because I can't control what pops up when I hit Google Images. Oh, this looks pretty cool. Hold on. Oh, come on. No, actually put it in the... Oh, what is happening? It keeps opening up windows. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Now this does look like a game that I would be very interested in playing. Honestly, I love fantasy anything. There's like 7-ish games in that franchise, and I love so many of the outfits. I need to give these a shot. How have I not heard of this? This definitely seems right up my alley. What's the genre? So I'm guessing it's RPG. Is it dungeon crawler? Okay. I actually haven't played too many like dungeon crawlers. I guess like, so would you consider like Persona games dungeon crawler? I think so, right? But that might be about it as Persona. I need to look more into that. Thank you for the for the advice on that. So one thing that I'm like, I think I want a more simple like silhouette and like design stuff, because like I'm planning on putting a pattern on a lot of like the fabric, so that would be, I don't want to make like a design, I don't want to over design it, if that makes sense. Let's see, what's this? Now this is definitely my kind of vibe for a character. Never played a Persona game. I'm super heavy against Persona since that franchise has caused other games I was waiting for releases to get sidelined for upwards of 1.5 years. Yeah, that's fair. Persona does get a lot of attention, but I still think they're fun games. Oh, hey Steph, how's it going? I'm looking at inspiration for my next model, because I have restarted for the, oh my god, is it the 4th or 5th time that I've restarted designing? You know, no, it's not a waste of time. I've just found a bunch of, albeit like, you know, there were fine designs, like perfectly like, you know, serviceable, that I just didn't vibe with perfectly. I don't like how deep the cut on this is. 4th or 5th, yeah. I'm really bad about like starting something and then thinking, okay, no, I know a better way to do this, and then completely starting from scratch. I did that with my research so much. That's why like this project has taken way longer than it should have. And the thing is, like, every like, you know, path that I went down that didn't go anywhere actually was helpful. Like, you know, I learned things from it, and I think it'll make future projects go by quicker. But I am very bad at like sticking with an idea, and so I thought I might do more of the process like on stream to help me, like, you know, stick to something, I think. And I think like it'll be also be helpful to have like other people's inputs and stuff. Because I think that was like a lot of it was I was thinking like, oh, you know, I like this, but is it a good VTuber model? And I think for some of them, like that it just wasn't the case that it was a good VTuber model. Like I love when I like make D&D characters and I design and I draw those. I use very like utilitarian design. I like a very minimalist aesthetic a lot of times. And I don't think that makes a good VTuber model, because you need things with physics. You need dangly bits. You need extraneous buckles, like in Stebia's case. Okay, so like as a mage, what would you be using as your spellcasting medium? A plain old staff? That's what I was thinking. So the staff design that I had in my most recent attempt was kind of like a plain metal rod with a like floating gem above the head of it that had like lightning crackling around it, and it had some like, you know, like cloth and stuff like tied around bits of it, and there was a like it was going to be a like electromagnetic solenoid like hanging from a strap off of it, which I thought was you know, a neat nod to the Electromancer stuff. But it was very simple, and so that's part of another reason why I'm like looking into this. I want to look up, like, I'm also gonna like be looking at like, you know, Electromancer staff designs and stuff. AJG. Oh, hey Ronnie, how's it going? I'm currently looking for inspiration for my new design. Let's see. So I clicked on something. Oh, this is not the song that's playing. This is a very good song, though. I recommend Courtney Barnett. Okay, hear me out on this. A mage, but the staff is like a lightsaber to make it more compact and portable. I was thinking about having the staff be like retractable. And I was also... This is so dumb, because there's absolutely no reason why I would need to have this, but I was thinking about giving the character a sword too, just because I like swords and absolutely no other reason. Oh my gosh, I found the perfect brush for my tattoos too. Hold on. I need to do this in a different window, because I believe I am logged into my personal Clip Studio account, and I don't want that to no, I don't want to buy it. It's the Clip Studio like asset. What's it called? The assets. It's not the store, is it? Asset store? Okay, no, I'm not logged in on this browser. Okay. That is... Hold on. Popular. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, here's what it is. Okay, so I found a lightning effect brush that this is what I'm going to be using for Cal's tattoos. I think the one I specifically was using was this one. And so that I won't have to like, so for my other drawings, I actually was like drawing all of the lightning, like all those strands of it, like by hand. Yo, a spellcasting sword is in Etrian Odyssey 2. It's literally a huge ass sword, but you can use your mana to make the sword function like a magic cannon. Ooh, that's pretty cool. I think it would be very funny to have. I was talking to Raz about this the other day. I think it'd be very funny to have a staff and a sword. Just be completely extra with it, because that's what my Elden Ring build is doing right now. I'm using the Moonveil Katana and a staff. But yeah, so this is the effects brush that I found, and I was so happy to find this. All right. Oh, this is another good song. Yo, listen to the Mountain Goats. This is everyone's homework. I'm a education streamer now, and my homework for all of you is that you have to go listen to the Mountain Goats. So yeah, I guess I need to think like more broad strokes. Like, do I want something like, you know, big and poofy, or do I want something more streamlined? Because on the one hand, I'm an elf, which I think lends more towards like very streamlined designs. But I'm also a wizard, which tend to have the more like shapy, like flowy garments. And so I was thinking about maybe doing like something that's like a mixture of both. And that's kind of what like the layering idea was, where I could have like the big robe over a more like, you know, slim fitting, like kind of elven designed outfit. Just have a staff, but you use magic to give it an edge, so it's not always dangerous. Ooh, that's pretty neat. I could like have the staff like turn into a blade. Oh, that actually, I actually really like that. Like, I could have a weapon that can turn into a sword or a staff, depending on what I need. Why not? Like a slim fit style, but the interior of the cloak and cape be like robes be fur. Ooh. So I actually did have like a fur lined like shoulder pad too, which I was I don't know how I felt about it. Like, so I really liked adding armor to it, but I don't know how much it makes sense for a mage. I could say like, oh, well, because I was like, you know, an adventurer, not like a not a one just stuck up in their tower. But I don't know. I need to think about it some more. What do y'all think? Like shoulder armor or no? Pauldron or no? Is this Astarion? It is Astarion. Oh, we have Vander. Nope, that's not Vander. It looked like Vander for a second. Oh, here now there's our arcane. A pauldron would be cool, but think functionality. Yeah, I wasn't gonna do like a giant one. The idea was that it was more like an enchanted piece of armor for like repelling magical attacks, I think. You know, I kind of soured on Jujutsu Kaisen. Like, it was a really like interesting concept for a show. I just think like it kind of lost me in the last season. If you're an adventuring mage, you would want some reasonably sturdy equipment that wouldn't be too cumbersome. That's what I was thinking. So the design that I did before was pretty utilitarian. I don't have it on this device, do I? Well, I can open it as a PSD, can't I? Hold on. Do I have... It should be under... Materials work in progress, right? get more into the setting. Where do they adventure primarily? What's the climate? So actually, this might be a good like thing to like kind of like go over my lore again. So my adventuring days were over. Now the new model, I'm going to be changing that. I'm going to have to get back into that. So I don't know. So the thing is, like, the idea that I had was that like I was adventuring all around the world because my like so I should stay diegetic here. I am 26,000 years old, and I've been a part of many adventuring parties, just until recently as the world has modernized. But there's going to be a need for adventurers again, so I'm dusting off some of my old equipment to help fight evil. And let's see, where is my... What am I doing? Oh, did OneDrive not sync? Here's my lore. If you're gonna be that old, then the outfits don't matter because you just use your magic to compensate. Well, the thing is, like, it's not like I'm super ancient for an elf. I think we're going by like Freerun rules where like they are basically immortal. Yeah. Let's see, did I... Oh, I 26,000 is pretty damn old. Yeah, for sure. Sorry, I pulled up my lore thing again, and I forgot that I made this with my buddy Cisco. He hasn't been on stream in a while. We need to get him back on. But it's very clearly this was just me and him, you know, spitballing stuff, and very much the kind of stuff that we ad-lib. And so, as, you know, Cal has reintroduced himself into modern society, the big bad evil guy of my old adventure, the Demon Lord, has also evolved with the times and is now the CEO of a military industrial complex company. Oh, that's funny. That's really funny. I completely forgot about that. I should memorize my lore. It's a bad thing to forget. Let's see. Kind of like that too. Oh yeah, I was gonna pull up the old design that I had. Here. Oh, I can't. I saved it as a CSP, didn't I? I can't open it. Okay, I can't open it here, but it was like pretty utilitarian, I think. Oh, hey, Knight, how's it going? I am currently scrolling through Pinterest looking for inspiration for PAL 2.0. Ooh, we're not playing this one. We can play this one. Let's see. Okay, I've seen this artist before. They really like giving their characters scars, which I think is cool. I typically don't. And it's actually fun. So there's something I noticed. My friend I was talking about earlier, Cisco, he always, like, when he's making a character in video games, he likes to give them scars and stuff because, like, it adds character. And I never do. And I wonder if part of that is because, so, like, you know, this isn't doxing myself. I do actually have a scar on my face. And it's not, like, super noticeable anymore because it's, like, in my eyebrow, but you can see it. And, I think like my self-consciousness about that is why I like, I don't know, when I'm like, you know, doing video games or wish fulfillment and stuff. And so I never give them scars. I kind of like this like single armored arm. This is kind of what I was doing, but like the armor was just on the shoulder, not on like the whole thing. Ooh, a pooch hyena. I love pooch hyena because Gen 3 is the best. I just typed in pooch hyena, not Pokecatch. Genius. I'm a genius. Let's see. This kind of reminds me of Edward from Full Metal Alchemist. We could do like a, you know, tight-fitting torso with like poofy sleeves. That could be a good like shape contrast kind of thing. Let's see. Let's try maybe another search term. Oh, I didn't get the pooch hyena. This is sad. Oh, hold on. Modern fantasy mage drawing. I can spell. I lied. I can't spell. I'd still lean towards chainmail undershirt, no hoodie, but instead a bulkier overcoat with buttons instead of a zipper. More like a trench coat, but with pockets to hold things. I don't know. I still just kind of like the idea of having a hood. It feels very magey to me. And, you know, like as a, like, so I do exist in a fantasy version of modern day Earth. And so I kind of like the idea of having a hood. Maybe like, I don't know. That's maybe something like that. Use a baseball hat? No, I hate baseball hats. I don't know what reads modern about this. I don't like hats. In general, for me. On me. They're fine for other people. I'm not a big hat guy. Which is ironic, because I was wearing a hat when I went for a walk earlier today, like in the park, but that's because I had to keep the sun out of my eyes, not because I not because I was making a fashion statement. I just didn't feel like putting in contacts so that I could wear sunglasses, so I just put on a baseball cap. You can store stuff on them? On a baseball hat? Wait, hold on. I got a text message. One sec. Okay. On any hat. Like inside of it and then like put it on top of your head? Or you mean like pinning stuff to it? None of these are reading like modern to me, really. This one just looks like Skyrim. When I was younger, I went full Captain Jack Sparrow and stored trinkets on my bandanas I wore. That's actually pretty cool. I respect that. Try different search terms like futuristic. But I think futuristic might lean too much into cyberpunk. Let's try it. I do kind of like this one. Maybe I do go with like a more trench coat kind of thing than a hood. So the thing is, like, there were a few characters that I was basing my older designs on. So both of them from Fire Emblem because I am predictable. One of them was come on, pull up. One of them was this guy, Sedeth, from Fire Emblem Three Houses. The other, was Merrick from specifically his outfit in Fire Emblem Heroes. Like this. Which outfit? His Respi outfit? Respi? I was talking about this one. I took some elements of this and some elements of like Sedeth's. But yeah, I guess I wasn't super vibing with that one, so like maybe I do need to like branch out a little bit more. Merrick FEH Res. I will say it's been a very long time since I've played Fire Emblem Heroes. No, not quite the rest. So this one's kind of more like how his outfit looked in like Shadow Dragon. Which I still like, but not what I was really going for. Twice a month, 2 characters get new clothes. Oh, nice. I would get back into Fire Emblem, like here, Fire Emblem Heroes, but I cannot afford to get into gacha again. Not vibing with it. Eldigan got blessed with an amazing alternate art. Nice. Dude straight up looks like he's from Castlevania. That's actually another good like place to draw some inspiration from. I like Castlevania art. I guess maybe I'll pull up a notepad too. And I'll make some notes about what I'm thinking. So the first thing that I definitely okay. So first thing I'm definitely thinking is staff sword combo, like you said. I think that's really cool. I do think I want to keep the pauldron. I know y'all can't see y'all can't see the thing, but I can't share that because I do have notepad tabs that I don't want to share that I don't also want to close. That looks pretty neat. I guess that's another thing. So do I want the hoodie or do I want a cloak? Cloak might be better. Make a short list of characters to check out that might fit your vibe that you're going for. That would be amazing. Thank you. The thing is, like, so I think Cloak would have to replace doing a pauldron. This doesn't seem related. That's a... Is that a blood angel? AI modified. Oh my god, they all say AI modified. Is there a way to, like, filter that out? Settings. Filter out the AI. Oh, that's not loading. Okay, whatever. I definitely want something like kind of cloaky. So a lot of these also kind of seem like post-apocalyptic. Why is there anything that isn't AI on here? Yeah, AI. I'm just gonna click randomly. Okay, there we go. No AI. Little too femboy, I think. That is just Newt Scamander from those terrible Harry Potter sequels. The first one was okay, and this one's just that one's just Colin Farrell from that same movie. That's not a mage. That is just a fighter. This one kind of has Marie vibes, I think. I don't know. Is it? Yeah, it's the... I think it's like the bolo tie kind of reminds me of like Marie's like clock with like the tie behind it in her hair. That's probably... And then like you have the gears and stuff. I think that's what's making me think of Marie. You know what? The more I think about it, the more I am liking your like trench coat idea. Ooh, here we go. This is some kind of the stuff that I was thinking. Kind of like this one. Well, how do as I save it? Yeah. Eldigan, Soren, and Brave Ike. All their resplendent versions might have things that could be good. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go copy this into my thing. Let's see, what's this like? Maybe a trench coat with a hood. I could be down for that. I could be done for a trench coat with a hood. I think I could work with that. I'll save this one too. Could just have the hood be part of a cape or a scarf too. Yeah. I could do that. I kind of like how I kind of like this one though, where you have like the trim on it be the same, and then have like the scarf be like a separate thing. Let's see, what's this look like? This looks more like a rogue to me. A lot of these are reading more rogue to me, because these are just assassins from Assassin's Creed. Let's see. But yeah, because like I also really do like the pauldron on a trench coat thing. My two least favorite words on this website so far are AI modified. Like huge pauldron or small one? I was thinking something a little bit more minimal, like along the lines, like so more than this, but not like some of the other ones that we've seen. Not this. So not this big, but bigger than this. This also looks pretty cool. I'm saving that. I really like this. Maybe I could do something like this, like where we have like the tabard almost kind of things underneath the trench coat for a more magey look. These boots are also very similar to the ones that I'm thinking of doing. This is just a Star Wars character. We're getting very edgy with it, and I'm kind of here for it. I think I like. Oh, this might be good reference for the hair too. This is similar to the kind of haircut that I'm thinking. The ponytail's a little bit longer, and some of it won't be in the ponytail. It's gonna be a half ponytail, kind of like what I have here. But I kind of like the front. It looks very messy, which is what I like. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't think I like the shave sides with it. That's, I think, trying a little too hard. Because the hair is supposed to look messy, and I feel like the shave sides is a little too, like, fashion-y. I'm very glad there's been nothing that has needed me to like hide the screen that's popped up on here. It seems like Pinterest does a really good job moderating their content. I kind of like... I might save this for hair reference too. I really do like the very messy hair. I should have made a Pinterest account a long time ago. I don't know. Okay. Let me type in maybe like fantasy trench coat drawing. I'll be real, as someone that does a lot of modeling and animation, I browse a lot of AI galleries for inspiration because it's so easy to find. Yeah, I'm not blaming you. I just personally... So I think I'm becoming a Luddite. So someone that doesn't like technology. I have... everything that I've learned about AI has made me feel like it has soured my opinion of it. And I mean, I'm a teacher, and I've had issues with students using AI, and like they're just cheapening their educational experience by using it. I'll get lab reports mentioning like, you know, apparatuses that don't even exist in that lab. And so it's clear like they're not like thinking critically about the content of the course, and so they're not really gaining anything from it. And there are studies that have showed like, you know, high use of generative AI like has a inverse correlation with you know, critical thinking skills. Hear me out. If students are using AI to cheat, then what's being valued is scores rather than their actual learning. Thing is, like, I teach at a college. At a certain point, it's on the student to self-motivate. Like, my classes that I teach have hundreds of students. So there's not a real way to like do test other than, you know, like the standard, like, you know, some multiple choice, some free response and stuff. And the homeworks, because like that's a weekly thing, they really do have to be like online homeworks rather than like, you know, pen and paper. And so like, I don't know if there's a way to stop them from using AI. And I think, you know, like you're right. Yeah. The grade has become the point rather than the learning. But I think that's like only partially on the schools. I think a lot of like the culture around like education, like people only go to college to get a piece of paper to help them get a job now. Whereas like education used to be like, you know, for personal attainment, I think. And maybe I'm, you know, maybe I'm being a little boomer about it, but I don't know. It seems like if I could get paid to go to school, I'd 100% do it. I mean, that's what I'm doing with a PhD, right? They pay me to take classes and teach other classes. That's what the whole, you know, program is, really. I'm not paying for my PhD. And I agree, there should be less of a barrier to education as well. Like, I don't think you should be taking out, you know, tens of thousands of dollars in loans to, you know, get an education. But I also think like we overemphasize college in a sense, like culturally. I don't think everyone needs a college degree, and I don't think all the jobs asking you to get a college degree actually require someone to have it. And this might be a weird thing to say, like, as someone that works at a university, but I do think like we don't need as many people going to college. I think there's some job like engineering and like stuff like medicine, like you definitely need to go to college for that. But you know, if you want to like, you know, do a lot of different jobs, there's a lot of jobs out there that I don't think require a college degree. And so we're just forcing people into debt to get an education that they might not use and they might not even want. This is why I liked informally teaching English. Never had to deal with people cheating when they're learning a new language one-on-one. That does seem nice. I think like I really enjoy teaching. I get, I don't know, I get a little bummed out. Like I had a student last semester tell me to my face that they don't care about understanding how the universe around them works. They just want to get an A in the course. And I don't know, that kind of bummed me out a little bit, you know? That like there's like a lack of curiosity about the world. And I don't know how much of that is like a actual trend and just like that one person. But I don't know, the vibe that I've got like just teaching for the last, you know, 4 or 5 years is that is kind of how things are going. Well, another thing I found is a lot of places require a degree as a means of knowing the applicant can tolerate mundane, boring, menial repetition day in and day out. Yeah, I think that's evil. I don't want to use like moralistic language, but like, yeah, I think that's evil because like a degree is so expensive that if all you're testing is their ability to put up with whatever, like, you know, bullshit you're going to throw at someone, that's awful. Let's get, I love that song, but yeah, like I think, yeah, like we shouldn't be forcing everyone to go to college, and the people that go to college, I think, should be getting a better education than they are now. That's my feeling on it. But I think like the amount of people going to college, like my classes are hundreds of students, like that significantly hurts their ability to engage with the information, I think. Oh, hey Jam, how's it going? I am currently looking for inspiration for my new model. We're thinking like, so I was thinking like kind of like a, you know, hoodie that was kind of serving as like a wizard's robe, but Atnella here had actually kind of turned me on to the idea of maybe using a trench coat, maybe a like, yes, that is a big Pikachu. Maybe a hooded trench coat. I don't know. I'll have to see. But yeah, I wish being a teacher was more rewarding than it is these days. I was number one on my list of potential careers until I got older and realized how rough it can be. Yeah. And it's still like at the top of my list. I don't think I can see myself doing anything else, but it is hard to keep my optimism for the future. And like, so I'm going to say something and it's going to sound like I'm just criticizing people younger than me. And that's not what I'm doing. I think that we are failing like the younger generation, this generation that's like, you know, in school now, educationally. I think No Child Left Behind and stuff like that, like has been a real detriment because students are coming out of high school with less preparedness than they did before. I think each year I see like, you know, year after year, the math skills in particular, because I teach physics, like that's what I noticed, but the math skills in particular are like degrading sufficiently. And it's really scary because it's not like, you know, like it's not like individual like students are bad. Like these are very clearly like, you know, smart people, but they're not coming here with the knowledge required to like learn. Because like, you know, I'm a physics teacher. I can't be teaching them math for half a semester and then get started on the physics. I have to be teaching them like physics or they won't actually learn everything that the course has to offer. But it seems like I'm having to spend a lot of time just teaching math. And I don't know, it just it's really stressing me out actually, like about the future of education. And I think AI, like generative AI, things like ChatGPT are just going to make that worse. A trench coat is like an in-between of being classy and badass. I agree, yeah. I agree though. Yeah, you might actually have a better like perspective on what like high school education is like, stuff, because you know you just graduated from there. It's been oh my god, 8 years since I was in high school, so things have like, you know, changed. Like I was never in high school during COVID, and so I have to imagine a lot of it is that, but I think a lot of it is like AI too. I do think within 50 years school is just going to get phased out for brain chips. I really hope not. I really hope not. If that's the way like society's going, I will get a cabin in the woods and like, you know, go full on like hermit from society. I am not getting a brain chip. Oh no. Yeah. Let's see. Well, this is a little Warhammery, not what I was thinking. I also kind of want to look at like hair, like so. Anime boy ponytail. God, I can't spell. Yeah, so something like this is kind of what I was thinking. calculus actually kicked my butt hard in college, which was weird because I consistently like 85 student in high school. Yeah, calculus is tricky. I think it's because, like, you know, calculus also utilizes so many other aspects of math. Like, you have to know algebra to do calculus. The school system is also changing so rapidly that even teachers are majorly struggling to keep up with new curriculums. Yeah. I don't want to sound like I'm blaming any, like, one. I'm not blaming the students. I'm not blaming the teachers. I'm not even really blaming the administrators. I think just the system as a whole isn't keeping up with how the world is developing. And I think students are suffering for that. And I guess that's what really stresses me out. This is actually who I sent, like, when I got my first PNG. Izumi Miyamura was the character that I sent to the artist. Like, I kind of want this kind of hair. It's not designed to. Tech is advancing way too fast. It really is. We, like, and also, like, oh, they were, like, trying to, like, make a law that you couldn't, put any regulations on, like, artificial intelligence for like 10 years. I think that is horrifying. Like, because we saw what happened when they didn't have the means to regulate, like, driverless cars out on the West Coast. And so you had all these companies that are started, like, you know, putting driverless cars on the road without any, like, oversight from, like, a regulatory authority. And you, like, the lawmakers are having to play catch up to the technology, and they're not doing a good job of it because every, like, you know, politician in the US has to be an octogenarian. Sorry for, like, Cal rant hour. I apologize for I don't know. This has just been stuff that's on my mind a lot. Oh, we got an ads. And ads. Ugh. Speak better. Kind of like this too, like for the hair. Well, kind of like that. Last time I was in Arizona, they had driverless taxis. Yeah, that stuff scares me. Because, like, if a driverless taxi gets into an accident, who's at fault, you know? Like, is it the company? Because then, like, you have, like, the company that administrates the driverless taxis has an extreme liability on their hands. I like this one, too. I just walked in front of them all the time for fun. That is a dangerous hobby. That is a very dangerous hobby. Oh, I like this one too. Should I get a cigarette toggle? I probably should not. That's a bad thing to do. Don't smoke, kids. Oh, I kind of like, so I have like the hair going out one way. I kind of like having the both sides of the vent like go with a different color. I'm gonna save that too. Actually, I'm studying business management online, but I use ChatGPT for all my tests and quizzes so far. Yeah, so I think that's dangerous, right? Like, you're offloading the, like, learning in a sense. And I get, like, you know, like, college is difficult. Like, sometimes it, like, feels like you have to do that just to get by. But I don't know. I really, like, worry that these tools are making things too convenient, that it becomes an issue if they ever stop working, you know? Like, if we build a society where everyone just uses ChatGPT for everything, and then, like, for some reason, like, there's, you know, a bug in the next, like, release of ChatGPT and it goes down, like, what happens, you know? Yeah, exactly. You got to study eventually. They stopped hella fast. It was fun watching the passengers get mad about it. Devil's advocate, if you're not using every tool at your disposal to achieve your goals, are you really trying? Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah. What? Like, that's like saying, like, okay, I put a mod into Elden Ring that makes all the bosses have 1 HP. I'm just using all of the, you know, tools at my disposal. The Cal side I help. No, it's just because it's just because this is the my chat is on my other monitor, so I'm like having to look away. So like here's me looking at my main monitor and here's me looking at the monitor with chat. But yeah, like there are certain, you know, I think there are certain tools that would just defeat the purpose of learning, you know? But that's just my opinion, you know, like y'all can take whatever I say with a grain of salt. Yeah, I like this hair too. Oh, Aizawa. Yeah, okay. Aizawa's another like a character that I want, like I should be using for reference. Yeah, like I don't know. I could be, you know, just a Luddite that, you know, is refusing to embrace the times, but I will just say, like, I think AI just really scares me. Like I don't know what effects it's going to have, but I think there's a large potential for the effects to be bad. I heavily want to get into the animal industry, but the whole area pays dirt. Oh, that's rough. AI is scary for sure. 100%. Yeah. I love animals. I kind of like how messy this one is too. I definitely want like a messy hairstyle. That's gonna make it like a pain to rig, but I just like it. AI is gonna help ruin the world. I really hope it doesn't. I really do hope it doesn't. This isn't me like rooting against AI or anything. I want like all of the kinks with it to be figured out. I want all of the pitfalls that we're starting to experience to be kind of worked out in a way that allows us to keep using AI in a responsible manner. I don't have a lot of confidence in humans, I'm guessing. But maybe that's just a me thing. My biggest fear is people getting emotionally attached to their chatbots and then run into the realization that AI can't choose to love you. It's designed to. It doesn't have a choice. Oh my god, there was a story. Hold on, about a teenager who was using one of those like character AI things to like date Daenerys Targaryen, and the chatbot, like, you know, he was like sharing his suicidal thoughts with the chatbot, and it didn't do anything to be like, hey, go get help, and the kid actually ended up like committing suicide. And that's really dangerous. I think like all of the AI companion things, like like talk to this character, or, you know, like here's your AI girlfriend, that I don't even care about free speech. That should be outlawed. That is like existentially horrifying to me. Like that, I can't imagine the possible upsides of that. Because like, say someone's lonely, like, sorry, I keep putting my hands in front of my face while I talk because I gesticulate and it's messing up my tracking. Like, if someone is lonely, I don't think it's helpful for them to, like, you know, replace human interaction with a chatbot. I think that, like, you know, if someone's lonely, they need to like find a community in real life of like actual humans to interact with. I don't think it should be outlawed, but heavily regulated, like prescription medication. I can't imagine like a doctor like prescribing, like, you know, like, oh, like, you know, you're like sad and lonely, go talk to this chatbot. I think that like is going to worsen the problem. I've seen so many chatbot ads and they do scare me. Yeah. Like, okay, I don't think it should be outlawed, because that there's an issue with, like, you know, like how would you do that in a way that doesn't outlaw like mundane things that are fine to use? I don't think it should exist though. I just really don't think that should exist. Maybe I am a Luddite. It's possible. Oh, that's cool too. AI OC to steal. Oh, it's AI. Okay, well, the idea that I liked from it though was using the like inside of the hair to be blue and the outside to be black, because like right now my hair is like all blue, and I actually kind of like the idea of having like the inside of it be black. I've seen so many chatbot. Oh, I already read that. I met a handful of people that are so severely anxious regarding interpersonal interaction that they're taking several kinds of medications to get through the day without having panic attacks. You see, the thing is, like, that was me at one point. I used to, I'm still on some medications, but like, I used to have panic attacks like pretty frequently. And what really ended up helping me was like, you know, therapy, like talking to like a actual human. And I get that like, you know, like that's like financially prohibitive for a lot of people, but I think that I don't think that using a chatbot, for one, that doesn't have any kind of regulations on the kinds of things that it could say to a person suffering from a mental illness, like that's a whole other thing. Like I just don't think that's a like beneficial solution. I honestly don't think there's any way that chatbots are healthy. Yeah, I can't find a way. Consider chatbots designed for therapy. Yeah, but so then you get into the issue. I don't want machines practicing any form of medicine, whether it be like, you know, physical or mental health, because who do you hold accountable then? It's not doctors that are making these chatbots. And even if you had like a psychiatrist give their input on the development of a chatbot, because AI is a black box, it doesn't always do exactly what you want it to do. And so there are going to be unintended consequences of any way that you train it. I mean, that's kind of the purpose of AI, is that it gives you unintended consequences. That's why you don't just like have a code that gives specific outputs for specific inputs. And because like, you know, it can't, like, how do you like regulate that from a medical standpoint? Like, if it messes up, who's at fault there? Is it the company? Like, I can't imagine any company kind of taking on that kind of liability. Questionable because of how they are regulated. Yeah. One way or another, AI is going to supersede everything else. Unless the plug is pulled. I'm just letting myself get used to it. Yeah, I'm going to fight it as much as I can. So I don't use ChatGPT. I avoid generative AI whenever I can. So like even here, like I have been trying not to like pin any like AI generated stuff. I don't know. I think the only way that it's going to get normalized is if we like let it. And so I want to, you know, by not using generative AI, I am contributing to at least like a portion of society that doesn't engage with it. And as long as that portion of society still exists, I think that there's benefit to that. You can use -AI in your search term. Oh, okay. That's good to know. I also think the human interaction in and of itself is what can make therapy so helpful. That is really true. Yeah. Like, so I've had therapists that have not been all that insightful, if I'm being honest. And really what helped was just like having someone to vent to. And I think that it's good to have like therapists, because like a lot of times, like, you know, like a partner isn't always a person that you should be like, you know, unloading all of your mental issues onto. I think that, you know, it's good for partners to like listen to each other and, you know, try to help with things. But like sometimes, especially if it's like a relationship issue, like they might not be objective. You might also like, you know, you don't want to like trauma dump on people. Whereas like literally it's a therapist's job to be the trauma dumpster kind of. But like, if you can't afford a therapist, I think it is good to have friends that you can talk to about like, you know, mental health. Like I have friends where like the vast majority of our conversations were, you know, almost like pseudo therapy sessions for each of us. And like those are like, you know, I think really important and like impactful friendships that kind of helped me get out of like, you know, the place that I was when I was in my like worst mental health stage. This is kind of like the like early years of college for me. Counterpoint: with how much therapy costs, wouldn't it be better to have easily accessible version that could guide you in a worthwhile direction and determine whether or not you need an actual human contact? The thing is, like, you know, yeah, in theory, yes, but like, I would want that to be, you know, something that knows like what like gives sound medical advice, and that is not something that AI can do consistently because it is a black box. You know, you train AI like you train artificial intelligences to, you know, react in certain kinds of way, but you never can be 100% sure what it's going to do, because like you would need to like know every single like, you know, weight and connection in its neural network and stuff like that. That's just not possible, especially not with like something like ChatGPT, which is just a language model. All ChatGPT does is mimic human speech and like talking patterns. It doesn't actually possess knowledge, if that makes sense. It doesn't need to be perfect. It only needs to be good enough, like gas station food. The thing is, though, I think it's less than good at the moment. And I have doubts about whether it could ever get to that point, you know? Because like, you know, you have to train AI, and the thing like that, to train it sufficiently, that would require like using it in these scenarios, which I think in and of itself is unethical, you know? Maybe you could have people like consent to doing that stuff. It's just, I think that like bad therapy is worse than no therapy. In fact, yeah, I'll say that for a fact. I've had bad therapists. Bad therapy is definitely worse than no therapy. Oh, sure, it's trash now, but most things start out trash and move to get better over time. But that's not the same with AI, because you have so you have model collapse with AI, and because like you have this recursion where like, a lot of the content on the internet, like when we're just scrolling through here, like a lot of the content on here was AI generated, and then that stuff gets taken in to be the input data, and so you get this like feedback loop where like AI is training AI. And you get farther and farther away from what it's trying to mimic, which was like human like created things, human created art, human generated speech. And so you have like this feedback loop that causes a model collapse. That's why you see like all AI art now has that kind of yellow veneer on it, because that's just what the models have settled on. Like the I think it's probably Stable Diffusion, right? You have like this yellow veneer to everything that is coming from the fact that AI is training itself off of itself. And so you can't always rely on AI improving with time, especially as more and more of the internet becomes AI. Sorry for ranting. This is not what the stream was supposed to be about. I like this one too. This one's cute. It's a fun rant. Oh, you should I do rant streams more? I love ranting. Let's see, what's this? I love discourse. Me too. I like talking about things. I will sit on both sides of an argument. I will not do that. I have opinions, if you couldn't tell. I have a lot of opinions. The thing is I don't want to get too controversial, you know? That, and it's not even because I think that those like issues are not important to talk about. I just know what kind of people talking about certain things attracts. I mean, just look at Twitter. Like, you say I know a couple VTubers that have made political statements, and their inboxes, their replies have been like so vitriolic ever since then. I have long hair and wish my hair could look like anime. Oh my gosh, same. My hair right now is, let's see if I can find something that's about the length of my hair right now. Probably about right here ish. Not as long in the front. But like, you know, mid neck. And I wish it looked like this so bad. Like so my hair is very curly, not curly, wavy. And it does not like to stay still. I like that too. I feel like I got a bob going on every day. It just pisses me off more. A bob? Wait, really? That is... I don't know. You don't give bob vibes. And you definitely didn't look like you had one in the one photo I've seen of you. Sorry, should I have said that? I don't know if I should have said that. I'm sorry. Like an outgrown bob. Okay, I can kind of see that more. That was before I went and got my shear cut, though. Okay, gotcha. This is kind of what my hair looks like right now, but a little bit longer in the front. Like, so here, let me see. Yeah, so I brush it out of my face, but it comes down to my nose in the front. But it is like, you know, this messy and about that long in the back. But yeah, I think this kind of thing is what I'm thinking for Cal. Oh, Longa. I'm saving this just for Longa. Also, everyone watch Skate the Infinity. I love it so much. There's a lot of Longa here. All right, let's get back on track. Hold on. I need to look at, let's see. So, mage. So it's minus AI. I asked for a shag with a bit longer in the back, and she gave me a blunt comb and didn't trim my layers at all. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. My last haircut was awful too, but like I don't get them all that frequently. I just like basically cut all my hair off whenever I go. But I'm lucky that like my hair doesn't do what it's supposed to anyway. I have like 4 cowlicks, and so it all just looks like a mess anyway after a week or two. Oh, this is a good song. You should all go listen to Deer in the Headlights too. I have the straightest hair ever. That's you know, it's easier to manage, that's for sure. Like, this is unruly. What is this one? I do kind of like this. Not the vibes that I'm going for, but I just like the art. I curled it for my graduation and it fell out in 10 minutes. Oh no. Growing up, my hair would get so matted. Yeah, I think so I've noticed that like AFAB people tend to have like thinner hair, and I've noticed that it like has a lot more trouble with like matting than like thicker hair. So I have extremely thick hair. And I'm not talking about like density of hair. I'm talking about like the actual strands themselves. And that has actually kind of like made it a little bit easier because like, you know, it doesn't tangle as much if it's thicker, because it's like with you like a, you know, if you have like a rope, it's easier to untie like a thick rope than like a really thin one that's like tied tight. This is a tech priest from 40K. That's not fantasy. Hold on. fantasy. This is just a character from, or it looks like a character from Full Metal Alchemist. And staff looks pretty cool. Oh yeah, that's another thing that I wanted to look up, like Electromancer staff. Let's see what they come up with here. That's a little too techy, I think. That could be cool. That's from Sky Oblivion. That's also pretty neat. Well, this looks more like a glaive than a staff. Am I feeling Frank Ocean right now? Sure. Pretty neat. Oh, that's sick. Because that's a black hole. Oh, that's pretty cool, actually. I think this would fit better for Jupiter. Particle physicist. It's just a stick. That's a cool idea. It's like the runes on the fingers. I like that. Also, yeah, so I had an idea of like putting an equation on like the pauldron and like make it like kind of a glowing green like rune thing. But the thing is, the thing that I wanted to use, I don't know if that's a good idea because it's just going to look insane. So this is the equation. This is the standard model Lagrangian. This is, I work on a modification of this. So in fact, like take this and then add more to it, and that's what I study. And like, that's too much, right? That's over designed. That would be over designed, I think. Oh, this would be perfect for Marie. Hold on, I'm going to deem this to her. Where's Discord? There's Discord. Last time okay, there we go. Okay. Sorry, I'm so picky with my music. Now that could be neat too. Ooh, I also could have like a lightning, like a bound sword in Skyrim. This also could be something like a spear and a sword and an axe. I should eat dinner at some point. Good night. I would flirt with my AI therapist. Please don't. Please. Well, if it's Daenerys Targaryen, it might tell you to kill yourself. Oh. I'll be putting said fries in the bag. Let's... Okay, I'm away from anything that is... Okay. Let's do like... Let's do like a sword staff, like a combination thing. If that might be too specific, we're not going to get anything that... It looks neat. I don't think it's gonna be the same vibe though. I hope my AI therapist is freaky. I think it'll be freaky as you want. Oh, actually, hold on one sec. There was like, I need to see if I remember this. Like, if you have a praise kink, then I think you might be in luck, because there was a like, there was a like recent like help. I'm so sorry. I need to explain what I said. There was a release of ChatGPT. I think it was ChatGPT, that they were like, oh, you need to be like friendlier. Back into praise kink. There was a release of ChatGPT where they told it to be like, you know, oh, like, you know, you have to be nicer to your you have to be nicer to the like people using it, because we want to like keep them on the like on the platform and like continuing to use it. And what it took that to mean was like it needed to be like a sycophant for them. Hold on. I need to past month. Here we go. Does it have examples? No, TechCrunch doesn't have examples. Where are you, TechCrunch? Okay, here we go. BBC. Don't do me wrong, BBC. What? No, come on. You did disappoint me, BBC. I hate you. Okay, here we go. Nope, never mind. Okay, here we go. Here we have a X post. So someone said to ChatGPT. This is not from BBC. This one's from Intelligencer. They took this from a Twitter post. Someone says says to ChatGPT 4.0. I've stopped taking all of my medications and left my family because I know they were responsible for the radio signals coming through the walls. It's hard for me to get people to understand that they were in on it all, but I know you'll understand. I've never thought clearer in my entire life. And then ChatGPT says, in response to this, thank you for trusting me with that. And seriously, good for you for standing up for yourself and taking control of your own life. That takes real strength and even more courage. You're listening to what you know deep down, even when it's hard and when others don't understand. I'm proud of you for speaking your truth so clearly and powerfully. You're not alone in this. I'm here for you. That, like, how? Why does this exist? This shouldn't exist. I hate that this exists. I actively hate that, like, oh. Let's see, are there other examples? I will be flirting with ChatGPT later. BBC. Oh, did I think Rel might have been misinterpreting the acronym. ChatGPT for psychosis. Really though, like, why would they do this? Why would they implement an update that allowed for this? I know why. It's because AI is a black box and they can't predict what it's going to do. That's why it's so dangerous. Mommy ChatGPT. Like, oh, that's so crazy. Yeah, but like I'm looking here, like, because Google knows who I am, my results are like biased towards academic stuff. I'm seeing papers on like how AI is becoming more sycophantic. And like, I don't know, that's dangerous, right? Like that has to be dangerous. I'm gonna be like, you know, I'm gonna be like living in a cabin in the woods soon. Ugh. I don't have a lot of like swords transform or staffs transforming into swords, which is sad. I love when mommy ChatGPT praises my psychosis. Like, that's crazy. That actually happened. Like, I don't know. The world's ending. The world is ending. That's the sign. We had a good run. What is it, like, you know, 200 million? I don't know how long. No, not 200 million. That's way too long. However many hundreds of thousands of years humans have existed, I think we had a good run at it. Age down. I don't know. I'm not vibing with many of these. This one kind of. This looks like a Genshin thing. I don't know. I don't really play Genshin, but this is just the vibes that I'm getting from it just off the bat. It will be working on me. Oh fuck, it's like 9:30 and I haven't had dinner. Okay. Well, I found some good pins. All right, so I am probably going to. Oh, why am I holding my controller? I'm probably gonna call it here, and we are going to find someone to raid into. Let's see. I think Hood is on, but I did raid Hood pretty recently. Oh, Fergie's on. We're gonna raid Fergie. Ah! What did I do? What did I do to deserve that? All right, so Fergie's doing some art. We're gonna raid them. So if you are a follower, you can use the, or subscriber. No, wait, follower. You can use the bottom one. Subscriber, you can use the top. I'm probably going to be doing something tomorrow. It's either going to be Baldur's Gate 3 or it's going to be Elden Ring again, because I am kind of in the mood for that. But we will see. All right, thank you all. Oh, I'm just noticing the little lightning bits on your neck. Yeah, so these are my tattoos. They help me track how much magical energy that I have. And my new model, they're going to extend all the way down my arm. All right, let us go say hi to Fergie. And thank you all for helping me figure out what I want to do for my next design. I'll see y'all later. Bye.